Calling 2022 CR 6496, State of Texas versus Brian Parker. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense.
And Eric DeWalt, and I represent Mr. Parker, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Parker?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we are in a middle of a jury trial. Jury has been selected but not sworn in yet. So, Mr. Parker, you are aware that you have a right to a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wish to continue to proceed with the jury trial, or do you wish to enter a plea? And have you had an opportunity to discuss entering a plea with your attorney as opposed to proceeding with the jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. You received all the discovery and reviewed it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Parker, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with felony in possession of a firearm? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Parker, has anyone threatened or forced you or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement,
No, ma'am.
which there is no plea bargain agreement? You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You are pleading open to the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you understand that the court will make a decision on whether or not to grant your application and also whether or not to send you to prison? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing that, do you still wish to proceed outside your agreement or the request? Because there is no agreement. The request from the state is that your supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Again, did you understand that this is a plea that's open to the court? Those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to consider those recommendations. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Yes?
Yeah, just for the record, the recommendation was for 2 years deferred adjudication. That was our recommendation.
Okay.
And a fine.
Again, we were going to probate the fine, Your Honor.
All right. But again,
It's
you
okay.
understand that those are recommendations from the state, but you are pleading open to the court, so the court does not have to follow or consider any of those recommendations. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Again, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Then to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, ma'am.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Judge, state offers states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
Your Honor, we've had an opportunity to go over that in its entirety. No objections to its amendments.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. With regards to his application for deferred adjudication, the court will hear argument. State.
Your Honor, we're recommending deferred adjudication. Due to the nature of the case, it is one where we felt that it was appropriate here.
Defense.
If I may, Your Honor, I got to know Mr. Parker through this period getting ready for trial. He is a convicted felon. He pled during the pandemic year when he was in custody for a 1244 and understands that he's not supposed to be around weapons or anything like that. When we chose to go forward, he heard that you took off the plea deadline. And so we understand that we are pleading open to the court. In getting to know Mr. Parker, his outward demeanor is very quiet and stoic. But once I got to know him, he's intelligent, he's caring, and he's a hard worker, but he has 7 children. We got a good chance to talk last night. He went and talked to his family, and he understands that deferred adjudication isn't an option going to a jury. It's either guilty or not guilty. And he weighed all his options. That's why he's coming today asking me or asking the court to possibly consider deferred adjudication. I believe this is a changing point in his life. I know the state recommended to waive the fine, which helps my client tremendously. But I believe he will be successful on your deferred adjudication. And he's seen the justice system work in a different way, seeing the jury and coming this far. I know he's asking for a chance at deferred adjudication. I'm asking that you follow the state's quasi recommendation and please grant him deferred adjudication.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Judge, the recommendation from the state is deferred adjudication. Do you understand that these are just recommendations and the court is not bound to follow them? The court can make its own decision based on the circumstances. Do you understand, Mr. Parker? Yes, sir.
Judge. All right.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to a jury trial. Now, as to the offense charged in the indictment, how do you plead?
Testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Brian Parker.
All right. Are you employed?
No, not right now, man.
So how are you supporting 7 children?
I go to honor and staffing. I do that like frequently. Whenever they have a job opening, so I recently was working at True Blue Granite and Stone, but I had to quit because I had to start watching my kids.
Children, kids are baby goats.
You know?
Kids are baby goats. So you're watching your children.
Right.
How old are your children?
My oldest is 14. I've been taking care of him since he was 2.
But no. I want the ages of all your children.
My biological ones,
All right. How many biological children do you
I
have?
got 6 biologicals, and I've been taking care of.
What are their ages? The 6.
8, 6, and my boy 5, 4, 3, and 2.
And the other child that you say is not your biological child?
He's 14.
Now, so you have a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and 8-year-old. What are their dates of birth?
One is
Well,
December
let's start
2nd.
with the 8-year-old. What's the date of birth?
Her name's Anna. She's December 2nd, 2014.
6-year-old?
Zalea Harris, December 19th, 2016.
5-year-old?
E. Anthony, he was born October 20th, 2015. I mean,
You're doing a question with me. I wasn't there.
I don't know the years that they was born. I can tell you all their birthdays. And
Well, they need that. Let me just give you a hint. Moms are tired of being in charge of keeping birth certificates.
Mhm.
Moms have to keep the birth certificates. Mom keeps the social security cards.
Mhm.
Dads need to start knowing that. So you need to know everybody. So the 4-year-old, what's the date of birth?
That's my October the 4th.
3-year-old?
October the 4th. I mean, no, his is February 22nd. And then I got a 2-year-old October 4th. They both by the same mama. They end up having the same birthday.
All right.
They 2 years
So
apart.
you have, so that's the same mother.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
How many mothers are with these children?
I only have two.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. And the 14-year-old, what's the date of birth?
His is February 5th. I don't know. I'm not his real father, but I've been there since he was like 2.
Well, see, I hate when people say they're not somebody's real father.
But I'm really,
You're the stepfather, or
No, I'm
you're
really,
just somebody passing
No,
through.
I'm his real father, but I ain't mean like, bloodline. No. But I've been there since day 1.
All right, you're going to have to get a job. You have to support children.
Yes, ma'am.
As I tell everyone, children, you cannot put them at Travis Park and say, you've been created, go forth and live.
Yes, ma'am.
And children need more than love. I know people say, I love my children. I give them love. This is not Live House on the Prairie where somebody's working, bringing in the crops. You've got to financially support them. So it takes love. It takes financial support. And all of the children are going to need help with schoolwork. How far did you go in school?
Oh, I got my GED at like 16.
And what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life to better yourself?
Honor. The state offers Exhibit 1, all attachments. We've had an opportunity to go over it in its entirety, and we have no objections.
Judge.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to a jury trial and has consented to the stipulation of testimony and other stipulations. The court will accept the state's Exhibits 1 and all attachments into evidence.
Judge.
After reviewing the state's exhibits, the court will find sufficient evidence to find the defendant guilty. As to his application for deferred adjudication, we will now hear arguments. State Attorney, Your Honor, due to the nature of this case, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. We feel this is appropriate.
What I went through.
Well, I mean, it's more than raising your children because kids are baby goats.
Mhm.
So, no, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm trying to figure out where you're planning on going with your life, because a minimum wage job, it's going to be very difficult, even if the mothers are helping you and you all are pooling your money. A middle-aged job for 7 children is really not a lot. And then if your children decide to go to college, I think everybody here can tell you, depending on what they want to do when they go to college, every one of these children is at a minimum of $100,000. So 7 children, if they all decide to go to college, that's $700,000.
Yes, ma'am. I was trying to start a trade at SCI, but I had stopped there too. I was trying to get a trade for HVAC, but I stopped there too. I just started watching the kids.
Kids are baby goats.
Baby goats.
That's the definition of a kid. It's a baby goat.
Oh, children.
Yes. All right. Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. When you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you are going to get drug tested today.
Marijuana.
And what else?
That's it.
All right. You're not allowed to use marijuana on probation. You're not allowed to drink alcohol while on probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And marijuana is not something that you should be using, period, when you have children, because you're trying to set an example for them.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you say, well, I only smoke marijuana outside the household. Guess what? Your clothes smell like marijuana. And then children go to school smelling like marijuana. And then when children go to school smelling like marijuana, guess what? All the other children know what marijuana smells like and they tease them. Ha ha, your dad used marijuana. Ha ha, your dad doesn't have a job. Because children can be cruel. And sometimes people say children are really, really cruel. They just don't have a filter. So they just come at it 100% honesty. And sometimes that's true. But then sometimes children have been raised a certain way and they are cruel. So don't let that be a hindrance from your children, something that you've been doing that's impacting their life in a negative way. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There's a $1,500 fine. And who's taking care of the 7 children right now?
Their mothers, right now. Like, what do you mean?
I mean, where are they?
Like today, right now?
Yes, because they're not in the
School.
courtroom.
Everybody in school.
Well, not the 2-year-old
The 2-year-old go to daycare.
and the 3-year-old.
He the only one that ain't in school.
So who's taking care of him?
His mama.
All right. So basically, you're going to get a job.
That's fine. I always get a job.
Well, you say that, but you don't have a job right now.
It's because
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
All right. You're getting a job. You're getting employment. You're an adult male. I will tell you, in my household, and I say my household, but when I was growing up, you know what the rules were in the household? You're either going to school or you're getting a full-time job. The end. There was none of this. Oh, I have these children. I'm taking care of them because I can't find a job. No. And I think all sexes are equal, but at the same time, there's just something odd about a man not getting a job to support 7 children and the mothers getting jobs to support 7 children. It takes a team effort. And I think people here who are parents will tell you it takes a team effort to raise children. And part of that team effort is everybody bringing money into the household. All right. There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month until further notice. I'm going to want UAs. We're going to test for levels. And we're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. Those levels had better start going down. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I want him evaluated for gang supervision. 4 years deferred adjudication.